Hi, this is Todd again with Todd and Judy's Travels, and since I'm not traveling, I thought I would give a video on how to bring currency to Europe. And these are just some lessons that I learned that might be helpful to you. Well, the first thing you have to do is you need to make sure you know what the currency for the country is. Sometimes you think, for example, when we talk about Europe, is that it's only the euro. So let's say you're going to Germany, Austria, Switzerland, which are all connected to each other. Germany is the euro, Austria is the euro, but Switzerland is a Swiss franc. So it's a lot different. So before you go, you can go to the exchange calculators and pull it up, and they'll tell you what the currency is. Or just go to the internet and enter, what's the currency of the Czech Republic or Denmark or something like that. But just check, make sure you know. Sometimes you get fooled in thinking that it may be one currency and it's not. So first thing is find out what the currency is for the country. The second thing is where do you get the money from? Well, kind of two things. Is how much do you bring, and where you get the money from? I don't think you should just carry a ton of the money. I think it just, it could get stolen. You could lose it. I mean, actually, in Europe, pickpocketers aren't that big anymore, quite frankly. But I don't know that just carrying a lot of money makes a lot of sense. It could set you up for a robbery or something like that, although that's not major or anything like that. So, how much do you bring? We'll get in that in a second. But where you get it from, what we do is we get it from our bank. You can order it online, and they can either deliver it to your home, but you have to be home, or deliver it to the bank of your choice, and then you can pick it up from the bank. So we do one of those. So what we kind of do is kind of figure how long we're going to be there, in what country, and then based on that, we bring some currency, but not a ton. So for example, if we were going to Germany for a week, we might bring 500 euros, top, something like that, and then bring a little American currency just because. And the reason I say that is you just don't know how you're going to spend. I mean, are you going to use all your euros? Or you're going to use like a credit card, like we have a MasterCard, and then the MasterCard, it doesn't have a foreign transaction fee, so when you charge something, you don't get charged a foreign transaction fee. So you have to kind of figure out, what your spend rate is for dinner and transportation, everything like that, and you kind of really don't know that till you get over there. And so if you're spending more than you thought, or you kind of figure out what your burn rate is on cash versus using your credit card, and you use your credit card sometimes, or your check card, whatever. So then, what you can do, where you go get the cash over there is, quite simply, we've had great success just going to the ATM at a bank, at a reputable bank. Actually, the fees are pretty low, and the exchange rates are actually pretty good. I would stay away from, standalone ATMs like you see in America where you get charged a lot. Same thing, I'd stay away from those. I'd actually stay away from any kind of currency exchange. You have to be real careful when you're reading about what the exchange rate is, because not only you have to make sure that's a good rate, but then generally they'll charge you a commission or a fee to do that. And you just got to be real careful. You can get really burnt pretty bad if you're in the tourist areas, so you have to be careful. So my suggestion is if you need more money, just go to a bank, use ATMs, fine. Now, what you make sure you need to do is before you go is go online for the bank that you use and make sure under travel plans that you put the dates that you're going to be gone and what countries you're going to visit. If you don't do that, the first time or at a max, the second time you try to draw money out, it's going to deny you, maybe even the first time. And then what you do is you have to call the bank internationally and get reinstated. So it's really simple that before you go, just go online. You can do this months in advance, it doesn't matter. And say, hey, I'm going to Germany, Switzerland, Austria. I'm going to be gone from April 1st to April 15th. The other thing, keep in mind, if you're going to stop by an interim country like an airport, you might want to put that country down too, just because. So when you use your credit card, it won't think it's fraudulent. So just look at my notes here. Some other things to think about is that as far as how much money you take in cash versus credit card, is some stores over there don't take credit cards. Certainly, A lot of these markets, local markets that you go out to and do some shopping, a lot of those take mostly cash. Some take credit card too. So you're going to have some cash when you go to. So don't do the American thing. It's just I'm going to use a check card, or credit card, or all the time, because that's not going to work for you. Um, let's see what else. The other thing would be going back to cash one more time. Is if you're in the airport and you see these currency exchange booths set up, stay away from them. I just think they're really bad rates. And if you go to one in Europe also, same thing. Again, I'd stay away from all that stuff. And again, take some money with you, take some cash, American cash. If you need exchange for emergency, use your ATM when you need more money, because then you'll know what the burn rate on your cash is. And kind of stay away from, use the ATMs at the bank and stay away from some of the other stuff. Some of the things to keep in mind is once you're done finishing up your trip, what do you do with your extra cash? Well, that's why I say go to the ATM when you need cash, because if you have a lot of currency, foreign currency, when you come back and you go to the bank, and if you want to exchange it, you're not going to get a really good rate there either. So what we generally do is we try to regulate what we spend, so we just we don't overdraw all the money we don't need. But what we generally do is, because we go to Europe a couple times a year, is we just generally keep it. But normally we don't bring a ton back, but if we have some, keep it. Now if you do have foreign currency, you can exchange it at your bank. You can do that if you don't want to keep it. But the one thing that you can't do is the coins. All the coins that you accumulate, the banks won't take them. The foreign exchanges in the airports or at a local city or something like that won't take that. So, and you'll start collecting a lot of coins, because you'll go buy a lot, and for restaurants or local markets, you'll start accumulating a lot of those coins. So, and it ends up being a lot more than you think. So make sure as time goes by, you start utilizing your coins for things like at a restaurant or transportation, that type of stuff. So don't bring back a whole bunch of change, because you can't do anything. You really can't do anything with it at all. So we always make sure we started keeping conscious of that and started using those coins as much as we could, especially toward the end, because we knew we couldn't take it back. So again, this is not the only way to do it. Obviously, it just is kind of the routine we got into. I hope this was helpful for you. If you like this video, just press on the subscriber button, and hopefully over the next few months that we'll be able to travel again, and we'll be able to update. We have a trip planned to Austria and also a Mediterranean cruise later on in the fall. So hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you later.